What up, y'all? So I got a late night special for y'all, man. Late night right now, but I just thought about something. I ain't just thought about it. Like, it ain't, I just ain't come up with it right now. I really been thought about it, but it was like in the back of my head. And I ain't think about doing a video about it till now. Now, what I want to talk about this video, man, with this infamous interview right here with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford going back to back in the hallway. You know what I'm saying? Talking they talk. Building up their fight. That was a huge promotion. That's probably like the biggest. If you look at the views at it right now, it's at 1.2 million. And that shit is like probably like the biggest promotion for their fight. The biggest video to date for their fight or whatever. But Terence Crawford fucked up. He fucked up bad, man. He fucked up bad, y'all. Terence Crawford fucked around and let Errol Spence fight your Dennis Ugas, right? Leading into their fight. Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, it's been rumors. It ain't been confirmed just yet, but it's been we know it's coming up real soon, but it's been rumors that it's heading into October. So, with that being said, Terence Crawford would be off probably about a year. You know what I'm saying? About a year. I think he fought Sean Porter last November 2021. And Errol Spence just fought Ugas in April. So, if you just look at the calendar, then you can see that Terence Crawford had the longest layoff. Not that that was going to affect his ass whooping anyways, as if it would have turned around for him if he would have had a tune-up in between time. But the realest thing about this situation is Errol Spence outplayed Terence Crawford. That was probably like the worst Terence Crawford chess move that he could have. That was the worst chess move in chess history right there, man. In this hallway where Errol Spence and Terence Crawford going back and forth, Earl told Bud that it's chess, not checkers. And I remember him doing a few interviews on a couple podcasts and him saying that same thing. Like, man, it's chess, not checkers. He knew Bud and Bob Arum was on some fuck shit. They was never going to, come fair and square, come to the table. Come to the table right how they was supposed to be done. And then he knew Bud wasn't going to come to Al Heyman. So he knew at the end of the day, shit was just going to be in his favor when it came down to it. And that's what it came down to be. I mean, that nigga might be a good prophet, a prophet or something. Errol Spence must be the perfect prophet because he predicted this shit was going to play out, in his favor. And it actually is, you think he just beat the shit out of Ugas, right? Which he did. He beat Ugas so bad, Paulie eyes got so big that he couldn't. He was scared watching Paulie take some of them shots. I even feel bad for Ugas taking some of them body shots. Now, I don't know how he didn't get knocked out by some of them right hooks that he was catching. Where Errol Spence was pivoting to the right and, adding more power to the shots that he was hitting Ugas with. And throwing them type of body shots. Like, he was using angles to create more leverage on the shots that he was already throwing hard. So, it just made it just harder. So, I ain't know how Ugas was taking some of that shit, but Terence Crawford is a whole totally smaller guy. The fact he just let Errol Spence basically tune up. Ugas was by far not a tune-up. He was a world champion, tough-ass dude, right? But Errol Spence tend to treat the toughest, the top of the top guys in the division like tune-ups. So he basically let him get a tune-up, right? After him being off a long layoff. Errol Spence was off a nice layoff, right? About a year, I think. Last time he fought Danny. He like a year or a year and a half, something like that. Errol Spence was off a nice layoff, but he came back and laid down a demo on Ugas and stole that nigga eyes, right? He stole his eyes, and then He never left the gym since, and now the fight with him and Terence Crawford is coming up. The fact he did Ugas like that after the layoff, what the fuck you niggas think he gonna do to Terence Crawford after a few months later? Never leaving the gym. I done heard some things already. I think I heard it from Frank Martin. He said Errol Spence ain't left the gym. He been in the gym every day. So, to break this shit down even further, right? You have a fight. You take a break. You get back in the gym after gaining weight and things like that, and you basically got to reset back to zero. Errol Spence is not doing anything but starting exactly where he left off. So what he did to Ugas is going to be like 10 times fucking worse for Terence Crawford because Bud fucked up. The worst chess move in history, boxing history. He didn't let Earl fight a nigga in between. They match. So now when he go, it's going to be even worse. It's going to be worse for Bud, man. Bud fucked up. His little master's secret plan to take over the world failed him, man. That shit him and Bud and Bo Mac had, Big Mac had up under their sleeve, man. Them niggas thought they was gonna pull a mighty finesse on Bob Arum and them like they did. Got the 3.5. Turned around. Errol Spence over fucking weight, drinking, and all this type of shit. So they thinking, all right, we gonna catch him later down on the road because he about to crash. You know, so we gonna get him, and plus he big as fuck, so I'm gonna catch him. He gonna be weight drained, and then we gonna beat him. That's what they thought. But nah, you been fighting them weak ass dudes. You know, the iron sharpen iron quote that Errol Spence came up with. I mean, that's an old quote, but Earl brought it back and redid that shit in his way when it comes to this boxing. That whole iron sharpen iron quote means so much more because Earl was fighting all the toughest guys. So if this was think about it like this. Roy Jones Jr. and Antonio Tarver was saying the other day how Terence Crawford got more experience. But that's not the case because Terence Crawford been fighting these weak-ass dudes. You know, I'm just being honest. He been fighting these weak-ass dudes, these lower competition than from what he is, that guys that wasn't quite on his level but still gave him a hard time at the same time. And Errol Spence was fighting tougher guys, even though he started boxing late. And he you know, has less fights than Bud. Bud came up those weight classes. He did what he did, but Earl fought tougher competition. So if this was a NASCAR race, Errol Spence didn't lap his ass. He didn't lap him at least by a few laps already. Errol Spence had a couple hiccups. You know, his tire caught flat. He stopped at the pit stop. Derek James and changed the motherfucking tires, nigga, and put them bitches back on. Errol Spence got back on the road and lapped his ass again. Now, you know, it's time for them to lock in. So, in actuality, even though Bud been fighting longer, Earl got more experience than he got. He got more experience than Bud because he been fighting the tougher guys. And like I said, the master plan Bud had then turned around and backfired on him because what he thought was going to happen, it didn't happen. Errol Spence didn't gain experience, right? While you fighting bums and then passed you up. And he the game. Now it's time for y'all to get it in. And he the one coming in with more experience. Because he didn't fought the tougher guys. Like, what get you experience, the most experience points is fighting tougher guys. Only the, you know, tougher guys make you better than what you was. You know, when you fighting bums and shit, it keep you at that same place. That where you was already at. So you was only, you know, levitating. You was only like in that, you only in that same area. You know, you been going that same speed the whole time. Errol Spence caught the flat tire. It slowed him down, but it made his car better. So now he back on the road, and now that nigga doing 200. He got 200 on the dash. Bud running around this motherfucker with the V6. Yeah, you can get some. And he bullshit. And now he about to get lost, man. So that's why I just thought about, man. Bud ass and fucked up, man. Well, I just thought about making a video about Bud and fucked up, man, and made the worst chess move in history, man. And that shit gonna cost him his eyes, man. You know, the same way I seen, you know, the same way I seen Bud, see, Bud, good daddy, good father and all that shit, right? Both of these guys, they both always bring, you know, got their kids in the forefront and things like that. So they both great fathers. But the same way Bud's daughter stopped and grabbed her shoe and then came back and overlapped them girls in that track race where she was running, it's the same way Errol Spence stopped, had a couple of injuries, came back and overlapped Bud. In a sense. So Bud fucked up. He got outplayed, man, in the game of chess because he was too busy, you know. Like I said, man, if you ever just watch the you know, all these movies, right, end the same. You know, you got your villain, you got your superhero and shit. The villain always come up with this master-ass plan to take over the world. You know, he has some little success and then the shit get ruined at the end of the movie, and you already know how that shit ends. But the only way this shit ain't gonna be your average movie. This shit gonna be a little more gore because you're gonna see a whole bunch of eye juice gushing every motherfucking word, and it's gonna be a lot more destruction going on. This shit gonna be rated R. You heard me? This shit gonna be rated R, nigga. Bud fucked up, yeah. But, you know, this shit I got, man. Told y'all ass, man. I ain't bullshitting about that either, man. Errol Spence got more experience than Bud because he fought the better guy. So that way, just because he came up weight class, I mean, anybody can do that if you just fighting the guys who you been fighting. But, you know, now it's your final test. Errol Spence, you know, he fresh off a knockout. So not only is he coming in to build off what he just built off, what he just done in the last count for the Ugas fight, but also his confidence has risen. He was already a confident guy, but now after you get a fucking knockout like that, your confidence back where it's at. Now he know he can stop you. He know if it was even a doubt in his mind that, all right, man, I ain't stopping niggas no more. I've been going 12 rounds, which he mentioned. He was like, man, I ain't stopped nobody in a while. Which really, I believe, deep in his back in his head, he knew. He knew, like, yeah. Turn down, Jay. He knew, like, I'm gonna fuck him up. Cause how the training camp went. He knew he was gonna fuck Ugas up, but now it's really a wrap for Bud. Cause he coming in with more confidence because of what he just done to a stronger, bigger, more durable guy than Bud. So, you know, better chin and all than Bud. So, you know, he beat Bud. Ugas beat Bud. Shit, twice in the amateurs. So, I'm just saying, man. Bud ass in trouble, man. Get that life insurance ready, man. Get that motherfucking health insurance right. So, get that health, because them bitches popping out like Kimbo Slice. I'm telling you, man. It is what it is, man. I hit that like button, man. The point of this video is just to let y'all know that Errol Spence got more experience than Bud. The timeline better suits Errol because he just got a fight in. It wasn't a tune-up. It was a tough fight, but what he does, he make it a tune-up. So he got something in before they clash that's finna go down. Bud, he out for a year, so it's the sharpest he probably want to be. I'm sure he always in the gym too, but he ain't gonna be as sharp as Errol. Earl was a little off. That wasn't even the sharpest I seen him with when he fought Ugas. He was even sharper than that. So he was just way more fucking stronger and a little more, you know. He had a little more in him. So now, you know, we're a little more sharper. Sharpen the pencil up. It ready to shank Bud at. It's gonna be a wrap for Bud, man. Y'all hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. You ain't subscribed already. Hold that subscribe bell, man. Hold it. Get all notifications, man. I'm out, y'all. Deuces.